And a tamper-proof election can only be done electronically. And then you get the whole Supreme Court writing rubbish, and I'd call it rubbish, in their judgment, that technology does not work. Why did Mutunga get that?
You think that was rubbish?
Complete rubbish. To say that technology does not work in the judgment of the Supreme Court. Have those judges gone to school? That's the question you'll ask yourself when you read that judgment. Have they gone to school?
So you think the overall judgment, and by the way, they ruled unanimously, yeah? It was 6-0.
No, the overall judgment was okay because...
That's a big problem.
No, the overall judgment was okay in terms of the petition that Raila did not file a petition. He filed a grievance. He did not file a petition per se.
But he had a battery of lawyers. What are you talking about?
Well, they did not have case. So the ruling of the Supreme Court so far, for me, when I look at the evidence, that was the case that, maybe the other case that was denied. But I'm saying when the Supreme Court goes on to discuss technology and say that technology does not work, that technology should be backed up with the manual system for verification. How does a manual system verify electronics? It's the other way around.
Alai,
yes.
Was the Supreme Court decision, was it wrong?
You know, I'm not a legal expert, but, you know, with the issue of IBC, you know, fearing technology, because I'm also a techie, I believe that maybe it's not the IBC, and that's what we should seal. Maybe somebody told IBC never to use technology. So we should make IBC, we should force IBC to use technology.
Yeah, that's
technology. So the best solution is that force them to use technology and make sure that nobody can intervene to stop technology from working.
And that's where the word tamper-proof elections come in. We must work for tamper-proof elections.
Is that possible in Africa, Okiya?
No.
In Africa,
First of all, the IBC made a mistake when they began bringing experts from Germany, experts from Canada, who have done electronic elections. It's the third world. Brazil, India, Venezuela. Those are the people who should go for experts. Not French, not the British, not the Canadians.
Yes.
They were the wrong people and they couldn't put it together.
You remember one time when Raila and Kibaki was having that coalition government. You remember the Zimbabwean borrowed the same thing. So recently, 2 weeks ago, the Zambian borrowed our rigging, and you know some 3 Kenyans were sneaked into Zambia to go and help them rig. And you know, so you know, whatever we do, you know, we fail, we succeed. I think is some people like our processes. Yeah, but
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this: can Raila,
yes,
who will most likely run for president in 2017, can he be elected president?
He has been elected twice.
He won twice?
Yes.
07 and 13.
I'm very sure about that. And you know the problem is that this time he won. In 2013, he won with a bigger margin than 2007. But because the people he was competing against, because the people who decide an election are not the voters, the people who count the votes.
Yeah.
So the people who count the votes, you know, they have their own ideas. But Raila won.
You can say that without fear of contradiction.
You can get out of this house and you'll be arrested for saying Raila won. But Raila won with a bigger margin. The problem is that Raila was not careful. So Raila didn't go with agents. He went, how can Midiwo be an agent in an electronic tallying system? Where did Midiwo do his ITs? You know, that's a very big disappointment. But sometimes you just laugh. You know, you just say you go with such a team and then maybe you're prepared to win. Maybe he didn't want to be the president. Maybe he didn't want to be president.
Right.
But you see, he has been elected twice. And let's not, this tyranny of numbers. There's nothing like tyranny of numbers.
Okiya?
You know, Jeff, they say that we are all entitled to our opinions, but we are not entitled to our facts. Facts are absolute. So I don't have the facts within the situation. And also I want to defer to the Supreme Court, which said that Uhuru won the election, because we need to agree with our institutions here and there. So I will take it from the Supreme Court that Raila did not win. But when I look at I've looked at the tabulations of the results that the IBC has on their website. The results that they have on their website seem to tell a different story when you add them up with the mathematics that we are taught that 1 + 1 = 2. Those results add up.
I don't know, Jeff, if I have that image.
Yes.
The last image of the IBC giving President Uhuru the certificate
at Bomas. Yes.
The board behind the IBC is not adding up. Let me just look for the board.
But what is important where we are?
And you know, that's the mistake you are making. You know, the IB should make all foolproof. They should make their system. You know, nobody should come in and doubt their system.
In fact, right now, what code should be working for?
Yes.
Should not be to replace Hassan.
Yes.
Hassan can even get a heart attack and dies.
Sure.
So you don't need an effort to replace him. It's biological. What they should be working for is to establish a system that can deliver an election to the standards in the constitution. There's something like verifiable.
Yes.
These elections were not verifiable.
Why not, Okiya? Why not?
Even the IBC could not release the final results for a very long time because they were manual. They are not verifiable. What is verifiable is electronic. In the modern way, within time and space. It has to be electronic.
So we spent something like 8 billion shillings.
16. I have a case in court. It's 16 billion that we spent.
You have another case?
Yeah, but I always check them.
We spent 16 billion on PVRs.
To acquire things that did not work, double procurement, the EVIDs, the PVR thing that they bought first was supposed to do everything.
Yes.
They began bringing EVIDs which have got Chinese technology that cannot interface with the IFIS technology. Things went haywire. And I filed my petition in June 2012 saying that these things are not going to work.
8 months before the election.
I'm not a prophet. I'm not related to a prophet. I've never seen a prophet. But they did not work. You see?
Yeah.
Because I just applied a bit of common sense. And you know, Jeff, we must stop taking the republic for granted. Kenya is a republic, not an estate. And if it's a republic, the rule of law must govern us. The Kriegler report, if you read it, the verdict Kriegler said is, forget about free and fair elections. They don't exist. Work for tamper-proof elections where nobody can interfere. Lock out human interference. Put up technology. My friend, you can transact in an ATM box in your money. And you tell us that that technology cannot deliver elections. The technology is here. Let us own up. Let us accept to set up an electoral body that is based on technology, that is verifiable, and an electronic voting system. You can even know where your vote was counted. The vote will give you a number. Yeah. You can go on the website.
You'll have the breakdown.
Yeah.
But Alai, is that possible? Is that possible? By 2017?
We have the technology.
Technology is here.
You know, it's very simple. And you know, Kenyans out there, I think we have some of the best techies in the continent. Yeah. Very hardworking. And you know, we can make it. The problem is that if IBC has not given us the serial numbers of the electronic devices they are using to contact the polling stations, if they have not given us, you know, the final election report, if
the
something,
IP addresses.
yes, and what is on their website is not adding up,
then there's something wrong.
There's a very big,
ECK
problem.
ECK was better.
Kivuitus?
Yes, Kivuitu was far much better. The problem is that replacing Hassan now might not be solution. It will not be the best solution.
Okay, we've got less than 3 years.
Yes.
Can we clean it up then? Can we clean up IEBC, or can we have this time for proof?
2 months.
Or we're going to spend another 2 billion?
No, we just need 2 months.
2 billion US.
We just need 2 months. We need honesty. All we need is honesty and decency.
That's not going to happen. What do we need?
No, it can happen.
What do we? Honesty among who?
No, it can happen if we demand it. I'm telling you.
We the people.
Yeah, even the leadership that's demanding change. Let us work towards institutions that will serve us. We must work towards who we ought to be, not who we are. And also there's too much anger and grievances. Let grievances spur us to action, but let our action be in pursuit of ideals, not in pursuit of scoring, paying back.
I guess somebody, you know, like what he's saying is very important. Is that the problem now is that Raila and Uhuru are looking at each other, and you know, like enemies. You know, like if you see, they cannot even go and sit together, and it's a very big problem now.
Correct.
Because it goes back to the common man now. You know, there's too much tension in the ground.
Yeah.
But the thing is that they need to sit together. Raila, if he was very serious about this, he needs to go and sit with Uhuru.
Just the two of them.
he removed, he removed Moi by working with Moi.
Correct.
He needs to work with Uhuru to see how they can change the system without this antagonizing each other. They're fighting each other through the street.
Yeah.
Because I've realized that this, if somebody wants to maintain power through brutal force,
they'll do it.
I think they'll do it.
Yeah.
So he needs not to go that way. The best thing is that can we work with them to change a system and make them realize that if we don't change it now, then even their investment, which they think is very secure, it might not be secure as they think, because Kenya is not as powerful as the German nations, the nations which have fallen because of ethnicity. Kenya is not that powerful.
Yeah.
So it will fall one day. But can we change the system now so that we have a very secure, democracy, we have a secure industrialized state. We are far much better industrialized than most of our neighbors. The 4 or 5 neighbors we are far much better than them. We need to find a solution to solve our problems. If there are insecurity problems, if Raila says that he knows much more about the security, why doesn't the president just call him? When he says dialogue, then it's turned into chai, and now it's called uji. Kama unataka nyama pia ukuje uchukue nyama. It becomes very petty.
Yes,
so
petty.
can he just, the president just invite him? It's very unfortunate what you're seeing now, because it's something you can solve within 1 or 2 months. But we are trying to drag our feet because people are too proud. People are too proud to see their ground.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you agree, Okiya? People are just too proud.
Well, I don't know. We did not elect Uhuru to talk to. If you're not elected to talk to Raila or whatever, we elected, and Uhuru did not swear to talk to Raila. Uhuru swore to defend and uphold the Constitution of Kenya. To me, that's what I want to see happening. Let him build institutions. Let him make sure that the law is governing this country. And you'll have done this country a great favor. And let him also on the economic front, he has been talking about jobs. Let the president begin looking at industry. Let us industrialize this country. Let us look for entrepreneurs. Let wealth be created through enterprise, entrepreneurs, not through corruption. If the president can do that, he will have done this country a great favor, because I don't care who will make Kenyans rich. I want to see rich Kenyans. There are too many poor Kenyans. That's why the problem is. People need some basic wherewithal so that they can be able to be civilized. Jeff, if you look at the Kencom stage here, when there are many buses, people form queues. People are very civilized.
Yeah, very orderly, very orderly.
Even some take their time to discuss business and whatever, to catch up on past issues. But let it rain, and there are a few buses. People go through windows, people go all those that thing. Yes. That is what's happening in Kenya. We are under siege. There's scarcity. Within scarcity, the human being becomes an animal. We believe that the only thing that separates us from animals is the ability to queue and wait for your turn. But you'll be a damn idiot to queue when you have 5 people and there are only 2 loaves of bread. You'll be a damn idiot to queue at number 5, or even at number 3.
You'll be fighting.
You'll try to be at number 2.
Let
us industrialize this country. Let us make the people rich. Go to Kiambu here. People are so poor.
Yeah.
Go to Muranga. People are so poor. Everywhere. People are so poor in this country.
2 days ago.
2 days ago. Yes.
And make people rich in this country. That's what Uhuru should do. Uhuru make Kenyans rich. The other day I read a story about Brookside.
Yeah.
They made a turnover of 15 billion. And then they did a turnover of 15 billion. A very, very positive story. Can we hear more of those stories? There's another factory in Nakuru doing the same. There's another one in Busia doing the same. Another one in Kwale doing the same. Let us have enterprise, and let us look at these people who are trying to create wealth. Let us back them up. I would love to see an industrialization fund, not an Uwezo fund, not a youth fund, not a women fund. Those are things that keep us in poverty. Industrialize this country, and the industry will create jobs and a new wealth, and we shall forget about all these things that divide us.
Speaking of Uwezo Fund, Alai, the other day I saw was Cabinet Secretary for Devolution, Anwai Guru, say she had a tweet pic.
Yes.
It says, I'm handing out Uwezo Fund in Gatundu South, right?
Yes, yes.
And then you tweeted it right away. He said, when are you coming
to Nyando?
When are you coming to Nyando?
Yes, I want to see her in Boya.
Did she reply?
No, she didn't reply. And that's the unfortunate thing. Since they were appointed, I've never seen these people in my area, and I want to fill them. I want to fill these cabinet secretaries because they are launching many projects here. But every time you see them, recently they went in a smart way campaigning for Moses Kuria, my nemesis.
Yeah.
But it's fine if they see that's the best way to run a country. Jeff, what I was trying to say is that we must talk, whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
Because we are in a situation where we have been, we are a tribal nation now. So we must talk to understand each other and where we are coming from.
Yes.
And that's why I very much insist on the village barazas. We should have the village barazas very much back.
Yeah.
Nyumba Kumi is a very good idea. The problem is how the approach they're trying to give it. It's being brought like the state is trying to control everybody, and everything. But Nyumba Kumi is a very good idea. Imagine a situation like post-election violence, 2007, 2008. Then you try somebody who killed somebody in Burnt Forest. He's being taken to Nairobi High Court to be tried.
Makes no sense. Makes no sense.
Take him back to the village.
Yeah.
Achapwe viboko huko.
Like Rwanda.
Alipe na ng'ombe huko.
Yes.
Yes. He pays with land, with his property, and he comes and live back there. Back there. We have to talk. Because the president, the law can't solve everything.
Absolutely.
We can't, and that's why I very much insist you cannot even prosecute what Moses Kuria is saying.
Despite the hate.
Despite the hate.
Alai, hold that thought. Yes. Hold that thought. When I come back from the break, I want to talk about people like Moses Kuria, because let's face it, this guy is about to become the next MP for Gatundu South.
He's my very good friend.
He's my very good friend.
Are you kidding me?
No, Moses is my very good friend. We have even traveled to the continent with him.
I should move back.
Fire extinguisher.
But I don't agree with a lot of what he says.
Let's take a break, come back, talk about such issues. And also, gentlemen, the way forward. At Robert Alai, at Okiya Omtatah, at Koinange Jeff. The hashtag is JKL. What a conversation we're having. Alai insists we've got to keep talking. I say that all the time. And I add a little bit more. I say the minute we stop talking, Okiki, is the minute we start fighting.